Let's hit it.
How different does this USC team look compared to the last 2 years?
Well, they're deeper and they're scoring. They're making shots. I think they were like maybe 11th or 12th last year in 3-point goals made, and they're first in our league this year through 17 games. So they got a lot of guys that can shoot the basketball, 6 guys in double figures, and we've got 5. So it's 2 teams that are really got a lot of balance offensively. So neither team can prepare for 1-2 guys because there's 3 or 4 other guys that can really hurt you. So the balance on both of these teams make it for it ought to be a fun game because there's a lot of offense going into the game. So it's going to be about, I think, what team takes care of the ball and what team guards the best. Probably going to have the best chance of winning.
The teams that gave you guys trouble in the beginning of the year were the ones that went small. USC has the ability to go with 4 guards. How much better now do you think you are at defending that than you were earlier in the year?
Well, I hope better. I hope we're going to be better at it and not just defending it, but taking advantage of our bigs because we are big. And I think teams that have gone small on us, maybe early in the season, we didn't take enough advantage at the offensive end. And I think our guys have learned that if you do go small, then we're going to make small guard. We're going to make small guard in the post, or we're going to make a guard that's not used to guarding a Bryce or an Isaac or an Aaron have to defend out on the floor. And our guys have done a lot better job of that, especially in our pick and roll game. Our pick and roll game has really improved with that of regardless of how you defend it, our guys are making really good reads. Whether you're turning us down, whether you're switching, whether you're hedging. I think our guys have done a really good job over the last couple of weeks of learning how to get those reads down, and that's what we got to continue to work on.
Does it matter to you at all that this rivalry game has more buzz than in years past? You've been here just because of the way USC is playing?
Coach, can you look this way?
And I don't know if there is more buzz. Mm-hmm. We've had this is all at our 6th game with them, so there's been excitement in every game that we've played. So I don't feel this being any more buzz other than it's the most important game to us because it's our next game, and they're 3-1, we're 2-2. So it's about protecting home, and our guys have done a really good job of protecting home. And this is the last game of our homestand, so we need to play well.
Any update on Gigi?
Yeah, he's been practicing, so hopefully he practiced yesterday and things went really well. So I'm waiting for medical reports on just how he handled all those things. He's been, as we've mentioned, kind of taking him step by step in the weeks prior to this, and he's made great progression. And then this week was going to be a huge key for us of whether he would be available. And so I'm hoping that we get good news and we got some availability coming this week, I hope.
So you think there's a chance that he goes this week?
I think there is a chance, yes. Don't know how much or to what extent, but I do hope there is a chance.
How much has the break cost him in terms of rust that you've seen in practice?
Well, we won't know that, obviously, Zach, until he gets in gameplay. And obviously, when you've set out as long as he has, there's a lot bigger difference of what you do in a weight room, what you do on a bike, what you do on a treadmill versus going up and down, and you got the physicality of college basketball. So that's different, So he'll have to get through that. But he is 6'11". He is somebody that was instrumental in our run late in the year last year. He gives us another defensive presence that we desperately need, especially at that 4 spot. And he's a guy that can shoot it, pass it, got a great IQ. So, you get him back healthy. We were hoping it was going to be a month ago. It was just, there was a little more severe injury than what we thought, and he's healed well. He's done a great job, and we get him back healthy as we move forward. It'll really help our depth.
Thomas has been getting a lot of double-doubles recently. What's been the difference in his play?
Well, you just like challenging him. At halftime we challenged him because he had 2 rebounds. And he goes out and gets 14 rebounds in the second half against Arizona State. And those are things where you're seeing him mature as a player, that he can take a 10-minute segment or a 20-minute segment and see what happened and then improve on it and get better. And that's a maturing basketball player. And he's hard to play against. He's 7'1". He's got great touch inside, outside, so you've got to pay attention to him at the offensive end. And at the defensive end, he's becoming much more of a presence. We actually want him to block shots more. He's the one guy I don't care about taking charges. I want him blocking shots. But he's really starting to rebound out of his area. And last year he didn't do that. So we're seeing a lot of good improvement out of him.
How does USC's front court defense compare to others that you've seen this year?
You know, Jovanovic is big, so he's somebody that you got to deal with at the offensive end, and then he's a physical presence, so he's going to give you that physical presence. Boatwright, young, stretch four that can really shoot the basketball. They'll do some switching. You know, it looks like they've done a lot of switching in the past, so we're anticipating some switching as well, and we got to try to take advantage of those moments. But they've got good size. It's a big, long, athletic team. You know, that can really shoot the basketball. So we've got to do a good job defensively, and then our whole key has been low turnovers. When we've had low turnovers, we've scored the basketball. When we've had high turnover games, we have not scored the basketball, and I think we're going to be a team all year that we're going to need to score. We want to keep getting better defensively, but this seems to be a team that's hanging their hat offensively, and so we got to continue to work on that.
Is this as wide open as a conference has been since you've been here?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I knew that going in, that this was going to be the deepest this league has been. And, you know, I think you got Washington right now who's in first place, and I'm not sure where they were picked, but I don't think it was near the top. So, and that's what you have. It's and they're a young basketball team. So that's what's going to make it fun. You know, we're only 5 games into this thing, but by the time we get into middle February, this is going to be a lot of fun for fans because you have so much parity. You're seeing more close games, more overtime games, more one-possession games than the Pac-12 had 5 games in, maybe in the history of the league. So top to bottom, it's tremendous. We've got, you know, our RPIs in our league are tremendous all the way 1 through 12. So it makes for a lot of excitement, and we hope we're in the middle of it. Good? All right.